everybody good?
Is everybody?
Does everybody have headphones on?
I feel like I should probably answer instead of asking
Yes.
also.
Yes.
Wait, I'm not ready.
Ooh, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Skibbity bop bop bippity bop bop flippity flap
Wildly
flap
uninteresting
framp.
podcast.
Oh.
Episode
that drop.
128. What is going on, everybody?
Hello, Adam.
Oh, hello.
Everybody.
Sitting around the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Wildly Uninteresting podcast. We're just going to call it Wildly Uninteresting because the internet told me that more people will click on your shit if you don't put the and podcast in the title.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
No.
It is ridiculous. The psychology
There's
of a
some
human
petty
being.
ooh,
A lot of petty motherfuckers. I'm
it
telling you,
says it's the podcast. I don't like it.
I was doing research on product photography, right? Product photography, and
I
there
heard
was
you
this
the first time.
there was this big movement a while back called drop shipping, where people on Facebook would buy a like 25-cent item, right? Or
China.
from $1. Let's say $1. Let's be gracious, and then they would sell it for $25. Do you know what the deciding factor was in people buying the 25-cent product for $25?
No.
The fucking photos that were taken as advertisement
Oh, I'm
for
stupid.
the product.
I mean, why
I
did
kind
I
of
say
set
no?
you up for that.
I
kinda
know.
what it is,
I know.
Can you believe
Although in
that?
my head I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's just based on like how the product was photographed,
Yeah.
and how they presented it, and then like the influencer that
Don't ever
beat
say
it.
that word again, please.
I wonder why though. Like,
dickheads.
Yeah.
I mean, like the difference, because that's what we were talking about my Etsy, and that's why I was sending him pictures of this is what I want my stuff to look like.
right.
Because like I redid all my pictures because they were definitely terrible. I mean, they're still not. Look, I took them. They're not good. It's all there is to it. They show the product.
Horrible photographer.
Yes, they show the product, and that's it. There's a same backdrop in every single one. The focus is on the product, but it's like I get a bunch of views, but just no one buys this shit,
No.
and I cannot figure out
That's
why.
It's the
Like,
reason.
what is it about the picture?
It's,
And
it makes them feel something. They're like when a person feels something on the inside. Pictures, because you don't have any other option when it comes to that, so like video, or you can't reach out and touch their ball sack and make them buy it, right?
I do it every day.
Yeah.
So the
That's how I
picture.
sell oranges on the side of the highway. Let me touch your balls a
touch your
minute. I got some oranges for you.
Definitely don't like these oranges right after I touch that nut sack. Yeah, no, it's it has everything to do with what the picture makes them feel, and what those who not to be named make you feel like, oh, I can be
demons?
like them. She's wearing the booty jogging shorts. The dude's wearing the pants tight enough you see his dick. Big old muscle bound guy. You're like, I will feel like that
Yeah.
if I buy this product.
Seems like they're trying to have influence over people.
I know. What would you call it?
I wouldn't call it anything, Adam.
What would you call that?
I wish we had a name for him.
No, well, think about you personally. Whenever you go to buy shit, do you want like a picture that makes it look like it's something more? Or do you want it like, oh, this is in the back of my closet.
Yeah.
Terrible lighting. It's so
Yeah, I
the
don't want
whites
that.
are all
I don't
blown
want
out.
that. I will say too, though, something that has made me angry thus far is that, like, on the internet, for one, and I know this is like widely known now, but the internet and then
you hate
YouTube
the
videos,
internet?
I do kind of.
I know.
For the fact that, so what these companies do is they'll send, because we've been watching all those review videos, they'll send these big, channel runner people, right? They'll send them a product to review. And really what they're doing is like, hey, talk good about my product. More good than bad, at least, right? Most of these people are not going to use the product because whatever.
Right.
They're generally biased because the company's paying them to do the review, or they're giving their product that they can have, which is a couple of $1,000s at least, right? So everything that's like reviews on the internet, like Amazon, they even do it, right? People put out these reviews because they got a free product, so it's biased to it being like the best of the best. And then once you get it, things are different because that person on the internet blew it up to something it really wasn't.
It goes back to the photography thing where like for advertising and shit, you know, they use motor oil on pancakes and they have like the little
Oh yeah.
yeah. It's all about presentation. You give the person reviewing it the best thing and they're like, oh, this is so good.
Yeah.
But if you give them one that won't hold a charge, then what's the point?
Yeah. That's I worked at.
Shouldn't have an Etsy then because I struggle to do the description. I've read like other people's descriptions and they're like fantastic. I'm like, you can see what the fuck it is.
Yeah, look at it. Do you want it?
I know. Like, I swear to God,
That'd
that's how I
be kind of funny
feel.
if that was your approach. I mean, you should obviously have him do the pictures of everything.
Yeah.
And that's
'Cause
what.
he knows the psychology. But
Yeah.
just, do you want it? Here's
Yeah.
what it is.
Do you want
Look
it?
at
Swear to
it.
God.
Ain't it pretty?
Yeah. It'll look nice. Just you look beautiful in it.
I think it's hard to convey your sense of humor and your love for what you did through like a message that doesn't sound false to somebody, because there's a fine line between damn descriptive and this bitch is lying to me.
Yeah.
Very fine.
Well, I've gone through. I cheated. I went through other people's descriptions and I copied things that I liked because they said that people are more inclined to buy it if your description is very long. I don't have
What?
that. I know. I don't
No.
have that in me. And I mean, I always read a description, but I feel like a lot of people don't. So I figured it didn't matter. Apparently it does.
matters, yeah.
So I've gone through and like copied things from other people to fluff it up, to make it longer, and then like change some things to make it sound like something I would say.
Yeah, I think your
What
next
else?
step would be the pictures, for real.
Yeah.
I think would be just to have something that catches their eye
Yeah, absolutely.
and then reaches out and touches theirs.
They're not saying.
I feel like
They're
it's a
nice.
genetic thing because like I hate describing my shit too.
Yeah.
So
Got nothing.
maybe I don't know. Maybe you need to just write what you know about it
Yeah.
and then like send it to me
Oh.
and
yeah.
I can make it cool.
Yeah.
Because I don't care about hyping you up. I'll do that all day.
Yes. Yeah.
But, hyping yourself is totally different.
Yeah.
It's like with Adam.
Yeah.
I'd have no problem hyping his shit all day.
When it
Motherfucker's
comes to you,
skilled.
Yeah.
But yeah, when it comes to me, I'm not.
see, isn't that
Anybody
weird?
can do this.
Yeah. Right.
But I
That's
think
exactly
too.
how I feel too. Is that anyone can do, obviously, because there's tens of thousands of like other jewelry and like
Right.
resin things on Etsy. There's so much. Clearly,
then
anybody can
that's,
do it.
That's why you have to like distinguish yourself in those posts, because if not, then it is just like
And then-
everything
Right.
else.
Do you ever look at the people that are describing things in ways that are quote unquote good, and you think, what makes you so fucking special?
Oh
You're
yeah,
just doing the same shit I'm doing, but
Yes.
you have an ego about it.
Yes,
definitely.
absolutely.
definitely. But I don't know. I want a product that if you were gonna give me a legitimate review, I would want like everything. Give it all to me. Like I told you about them saying like the camera, they give you all the good shit that the camera can do, but they don't tell you that you have to have all this other equipment to edit it and to give it to your clients, stuff like this. So there's more to it than that. And I want to know exactly what I'm going to run into when the shit hits the fan. You know what I mean? When it's
Right.
forced.
So like with the XT4 thing, with the dude doing reviews and shit, I found that old guy.
Yeah.
Well, not like old, but he 50 maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, he had it for 6 months, and he went in on the good and the bad.
Yeah.
And I love that kind of shit.
Yeah.
So,
I'd
like,
much
I
rather
don't,
than
I don't want to know why I should buy it. I want to know why I shouldn't.
Yeah.
And then think, maybe it's not so bad if I get it. I can
Right.
work around that.
Hell
That is
yeah.
something I do because I always, why'd I say it like that? I
I
do.
do.
I don't know. I always read as many bad reviews as I can so I can see because some people just complain because they're assholes.
Yeah.
And then some people, there's legitimate complaints about the product. And I always read the bad ones to see, is this going to impact the way that I use it?
Yeah.
Or can I get over it? Is there something different I can do? Are these people just stupid?
I could just be an idiot.
Yeah,
They're probably
absolutely.
just-
Like
Stupid.
when I hop on Amazon, if I look at the reviews and shit, I'd look at the the whole how many 5 does it get, how many 1 does it get, what's the middle look like. But then the first review that I read, I tend to try to make it a 1-star review.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, why did they hate it? Oh, it
Yeah,
generally does
This person's a dumbass.
get down to
Yeah.
this person's an idiot. Unless it's like overwhelmingly ones and somehow it still manages to get a 4 rating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
But yeah.
never gotten that. I've read one today that was like that. I mean, I think they had like a 3.8. And no one, like, they all said, like, this is a scam. Don't do it. I
That's
never
what
got
yeah.
anything.
Those people
Yeah.
that put that up there are either friends of the person selling it or they are the person selling it with
Right.
a weird
Yeah.
account. For
And
sure.
there's
that's what they
12
do.
accounts.
Yeah. So it's hard to buy stuff from reviews alone, and then like especially in the time that we live, because you can lie pretty much about everything.
Right.
You can make false statements, but
It just takes time.
yeah, and I think until you like hold on to something and you use it and you play with it,
But think about
It'll
how
make no
easy it
difference.
was to sell snake oil back in the day.
yeah, fuck
Show
yeah.
up with your cart and your hat, you know?
But that's what
Touching
we're living in,
balls.
but it's just at a greater extent because it's easier to fake stuff online. Those people back then selling snake oil for real, they were some talented motherfuckers because they had to be up in your grill. You remember back in the day in like
No.
90s, we'd go to the fair,
yeah.
and at the fair, you'd have that dude like smashing a pot in a pan, and then it wouldn't smash, or the person like using the scissors that would cut anything, leather, blah, blah, blah.
I bought a
You know.
knife that way.
Yeah, and that's the same. That was like snake oil, modern times, and then now you think about 2020, it's just amped up
That
through the
knife was
internet.
badass.
Was it actually good?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I loved it. I don't know where it is now.
but
I loved
at
it.
one time,
Yeah.
it was awesome.
There was
Yeah,
a
that-
time.
And that sometimes that happens. Sometimes it's a really like legitimately good product, but it's kind of that way. I always felt like Mary Kay and fucking. There's a few others that go around. Avon calling shit. Like that is kind of like, let's get the housewives who don't have nothing better to do, but
Right.
Yeah.
buy this shit from me.
What if it's just building up the housewife community?
It could be.
That's maybe.
I'm waiting for
that'd
their
be fun.
inspirational
You
book.
could just go to the library. I mean, but I'm definitely not a salesman. Like
No.
it comes back. Do you want
Yeah.
this? This is what you can see. What
Yeah.
am I supposed to tell you about it? Because everything you need to know, you can fucking see. So if you don't know, that's not on me.
It's like we're selling to ourselves.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
Do you want it or don't you? You see what you're getting.
Yes.
Mine would.
I did my best.
The only thing I'm good at selling is like stuff through electrical work.
Yeah.
But I'm also the guy that's like, but we could do it this way.
Right.
Save you a shitload of money and you'll still be safe. But like, because I'm passionate about it, because I know it inside and out. That's the difference. If you know what you're selling inside and out, if you feel confident that it's a great product and that they deserve to have it, that's different. But the
Right.
other one, when you blatantly lie, that's a different kind of salesperson.
Oh, yeah.
That's a weird, because I worked at like Circuit City, right? And you were talking about like the best of the best before you buy it. They would deliberately hook up these Sonys and stuff. It was back when like flat screens and LCDs were like first getting, on the
Yeah.
scene. After like the DLPs and stuff.
The wall of TVs.
Yeah. And what they would do would hook it up to like the greatest Blu-ray player, the greatest this and that, use the best chords. And then all it would be a sample video that was done by like professional fucking, like just for the TV.
Yeah.
And then most of these people would take it home and it would perform like shit because
Right.
they're hooking it up to their like local fucking TV thing. And they would bring them back like, what did you sell me? This is retarded.
Plus, it'd turn up the brightness and like the saturation and shit.
Yep.
And then you get home, you pull it out of the box, and people don't
It's
take the
flat.
time to measure the stuff. Casper didn't even know you could fuck with that shit.
Oh,
Oh, really?
It's like
yeah.
I turned down the backlight on the TV because I
Yeah.
got tired of sleeping with it all like bright and shit.
Uh-huh.
So I turned it down to 7, and she's like, I didn't even know you could do that.
That's awesome.
You're right though. Most people don't, and that's what about like electronics when you're buying them. Most of the time when they send it to somebody, again, if they have biases towards a different product, they get something they don't know how, like what's the best settings on whatever product they have.
Right.
So when they perform with it, yeah, of course they're professionals, but it turns out like shit, and they're like, look, it's a shitty camera. Then you turn around to somebody who has a bias for that product alone, knows the settings to put it on, and they just kill it. Like,
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's the difference too.
See, yeah, because I was thinking like it's kind of crooked to be doing that shit, but at the same time, if you're buying something and don't know how to use it, of course it's gonna look like ass.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like if you're gonna cook up somebody some eggs on a skillet or something, you sell them the skillet. They can't make eggs.
Right.
Doesn't matter how well you make them.
Hell yeah, it doesn't
They're
matter.
Your
gonna
eggs
make-
were bomb. Mine suck.
Yeah. Hell
What the hell
yes.
happened to mine, man?
There was one review that I read that was, it said like all of these bad reviews, they're not using the product right. Here's what you have to do.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, perfect.
Oh, scoot close to you.
I like it when
okay,
people
sorry.
cut down bad
I got it.
reviews.
Oh, I know.
Oh
it
yeah,
was
when
great.
they fight in the
Yeah.
comments.
Yeah.
Especially if it's like the seller themselves, and they're like, no. Here's what happened. I
Right.
talked to this person that,
Yeah, absolutely. God, I saw one. It was actually for the place he got his tux from, and this person left a review and was complaining. And dude, they ripped this person
I
apart.
love
It was the longest I've ever seen. I mean, their reply was like this long. I read.
best reply ever.
Oh my God, I read all of it. It was fucking perfect.
Yeah, I give it up to the people that have the time to go in and do that, because a lot of people, it's so the internet is very negative. We've talked about this multiple times, but it's so fucking negative that people
do it again.
fucking love to cut people down on there.
Yeah.
And they don't build any like their community up or anything. They don't build each other up. They just like break each other down.
Yeah.
They shit all over everything. And then you have somebody that knows like their shit, and they come in and school them. But you know what? It's like talking to drunk when they're drinking,
Yeah.
right? It doesn't matter. It goes in one ear, out the other, right? You got to wait until they're sober.
Yeah.
But you can't do that on the internet, right?
No, you
They're
can't.
never sober.
They're
always
always
drunk.
assholes. Yes.
Internet is always drunk.
Always
Yes.
drunk. There's
That's
no
so
talking
true.
to the internet. You're speaking to deaf people,
There's
you
no
know?
talking to the internet.
But I give it up to the one, because I love like going in there and reading the shit, and it's awesome, especially with the research that we've been doing lately. I mean, they just handle each other. But it's no sense to do that. If somebody's wrong, be like, hey man, this is what you need to do. You're wrong.
And can you just be nice about it? You don't have to destroy someone's entire being because they said one wrong thing. It's
what
so
we live in,
unforgiving.
Yeah.
It's very unforgiving.
And I've been like that. I see the appeal of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I was
Especially
also
when you
a
know
lot.
they're wrong.
I was a lot smaller minded then.
Yeah.
Now I got a big mind, and
Well,
I don't.
you know, if I'm in the wrong mood, for sure. But most of
would-
the time,
Fuck this
Yeah.
bitch, honey.
I
Give me
was-
my typing gloves.
I had to take a double take at a post you made. I think it was yesterday. I had to take a double take because usually when you're on there, you're trying to rile people up. You're trying to
do
like
enjoy
step on the
it.
nerve. You're trying to do that. But you genuinely like made a post of appreciation, of thanks,
yeah.
of like
Yeah.
it just building up and actually like said it, you know, to a person and stuff. And I was like, this has to be Casper like writing it for him. I was like, I've never seen a message like that. But I guess that speaks to like you just said that you're like to a point now where
Casper, I need better PR. Will you please write something for me to say?
Yes.
please.
Better PR.
Oh, speaking of that was when you had a little mind.
A little mind.
This is technically the day that we celebrate your birthday. But your birthday was Friday. How old are you now?
Yeah, 38.
38.
Yeah.
Got a question.
It's crazy.
You're 38.
I
You
don't
learned a
take
lot.
questions anymore.
Oh shit. You've learned a lot through the course of 38 years.
Yeah.
How do you feel about like, I mean, 2 years away from 40? What do you
Great.
think 40 entails?
I don't know. People say 40's cool.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're about to find
Sorry, I'm
I can't
fine
wait.
with it. I don't give a shit.
I still
No.
just can't believe though that I am 35 and you are 38.
Yeah.
I mean, like I knew this day would come.
Yeah, it's an inevitability. But
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah.
yeah. The other day I was peeing, and I thought, like, I pretended for a second that I was Thoss.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, he had a kid at this time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I was like, and I think about how he looked to me as a kid.
yeah,
And I think, oh my God,
yeah.
do I look like that to kids?
I swear.
I think as
Isn't that
kids,
weird?
we looked at our parents, because I thought about, you know, once I could remember, I think my dad was like 25 and 26 when I was like born. And I remember that same thing. I just thought they were like, my mom and dad were just these like giant people, and
Yeah.
they, you know, caregivers, like they loved us. And
It's like they they simultaneously know everything and nothing.
And
Yeah,
nothing. Yeah.
absolutely. It's weird thinking about like people as people, like in their position, like, okay, they're just like me. It's a very odd thing to do.
Yeah. And
Well,
and in reality, they look just like we do.
Yeah.
They're a little different for the times and how they dress and cut their hair and shit.
Right.
But
The glasses were stupider.
they were a lot dumber. They were a
For
lot
now.
dumber.
There's a lot of Farrah Fawcett hair,
Yeah.
which
some
is
big hair
weird for the
shit.
90s, but
true.
yeah. You remember how big Mom's hair used to be?
Yeah.
I don't know how she ever got it that way, but I mean,
lot of
it was.
hairspray.
For a time, it matched her ass.
Your ass is beautiful, Mom. We're just joking.
That's but I've always thought that too, like looking back, like knowing that after I turned 25, I was like, damn, my dad was having a kid right now. Yo, I'd have fucked my kid up at 25.
I know, dude.
And it makes you wonder, well, life wasn't that fucking like grandiose. It was really just normal as fuck.
Yeah.
And you were a kid learning the world.
When you learn in the world, it's a lot cooler.
Yeah. I think
So
so.
just stay
because
learning it.
That you look.
Stay learning.
But okay, so it's easy to say you stay learning the world because you have to keep it new, and you have to keep it like what's the word for new?
Not
Novice.
old.
Novel. So
You said not old.
so you have to keep life novel. Like think about this last summer, right? Just think about the last summer. It went by, and I don't know if it's same for everybody. Some people probably did so much shit and it's all novel, whatever. But for like working and sleeping and doing the podcast and eating and going to bed.
Eating peanuts.
Yeah, fucking summer went by. It's already cold as fuck during winter, and I'm like, where the hell did
It took
where
for
did it
fucking
go?
ever.
Oh my God, it was so fast.
Oh,
Oh my
So
God.
it took forever for
God,
you though.
yeah.
See how that works? I think it went by
it's
crazy
like this
fast.
is never gonna end.
I think I remember a time when, like, working at the clinic, it felt like it would just drag by. Now, not all the time. I mean, some weeks were like, where did all the week go?
Yeah.
But a lot of times it felt like it was dragging by. Like, this is going to be the longest day of my life every day. And it's not like that now. We get to Friday and I'm like, where did Monday, Tuesday,
What
Wednesday, Thursday go?
happened?
See, it's weird because like week to week, like a week itself typically goes relatively fast.
Yeah.
But just the scale of the year, it's like, how that, I mean, maybe my perception of what a year feels like is just fucked up.
Yeah, maybe.
But-
But
Yeah.
I don't know. This whole year, I can't believe it's mid-November. That's fucked up. It's so fucked.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. It's about to be Thanksgiving, Christmas, and then next year's here.
Fucking Thanksgiving.
I know.
Yeah, and I think it's beautiful that we're gonna try something this year that I don't think, and I hope everybody sticks to like not getting the present stuff and just enjoying company. I've always said that every year that we should do that shit, but I ain't never done
Your
that
mom
shit.
bought me something, by the way.
Yeah, but you knew that was gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Was it
said-
like a pack of pens?
I don't know. She hasn't given it to me yet.
okay.
That's what I told his dad, that she has to give it to me before Christmas. Like, you absolutely
Alright,
have
yeah,
to.
it
Like,
counts.
you bought it for me. So if it's a Christmas present, fuck you. And if
Here's
It
the
has
thing
to
about
just be kindness.
yes.
here's the thing about Christmas and all that bullshit, right? We are brought up buying
There's the
stuff
war
for
on
each other.
Christmas again.
Yes, we're brought up in that, like, you have to buy something, and not only do you have to buy it, it has to be thoughtful. It has to be this big present. It has to be something like that. And how often do you just stop and enjoy the fact that, well, for me, enjoy the fact that you're not in prison, or enjoy the fact that you're not shooting dope in an alley somewhere.
No
You know what I
shit.
mean?
I miss shooting dope in alleys.
I know. The good old days. But you get what I'm saying? When's the last time that nobody felt the obligation to buy for each other and just enjoyed each other? Do we enjoy each other without the buying? That's the question.
It's the question. I sure do. I like buying gifts for people.
I
though.
hate it.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Well, I'm not very good at it, but I truly enjoy doing it.
yeah. Like one.
Sucks
Like,
that I'm not that good.
see, I hate the process. Like, I like actually giving somebody a gift. It's like, yes, but the process of it is just like pulling teeth.
Yeah.
It's like, is this what I should have gotten? Could I have done
Yeah.
something better? Would they buy this for themselves? Have they bought it for themselves?
Right.
Do I not know them? It's
Yeah.
horrible.
You're right. Especially like I'm super like self-conscious and all that shit. So when I buy, I want to just keep like, should we put money on top of it? Should we fucking like bathe it in gold? Like, what should we do? I never feel
I got
comfortable.
you a puppy. This isn't enough. Let's dip it in gold.
I never feel comfortable like this is a good gift. And when you do find one, somebody buys them the same exact motherfucking thing.
Yeah, dude.
You know?
Or the person goes out and buys it themselves. Yeah. Dude, I swear I'm going to kill Dad. He did that last year, or it might have even been the year before.
Might have
been. I was looking for a gift from Mom, and I was going to order it, have it sent to the house. He went out and bought it. Bitch, stop buying shit. It's the holidays.
Yeah.
That's why you
Wait
just say,
until January.
take back the one you bought, you fucking dick.
You dick.
You deal with it. This one's from me, and it's the one you have.
Yeah,
During
absolutely.
that, I was thinking there should be a memory pill
Yeah.
called Mitabin.
Might have been. Yes. Oh, I love that. I want it.
So you take it, and then what happens?
It's
find
a
out.
placebo. It tricks you into thinking your memory's better.
Yeah.
I would
Hey,
love
that's
to
how it
have
happened,
that.
didn't
Like,
it?
Yeah.
like
Mitabin.
every fucking supplement that Joe Rogan and anybody else on the internet sells.
That's how we get in the supplement market.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do that. Shit. A buddy of mine buys a lot of things that he probably doesn't need, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he buys what's the thing that he does, brain, alpha brain?
Surgery. Oh.
Oh, so close. So close.
Joe Rogan's doing brain surgery now.
Joe Rogan, I want you to cut my brain.
Alpha brain, I think is what it's called, right? And he
sounds
bought it,
right.
and it gave him a headache. And I'm like, how much you spend on it? I forgot how much it was now, but it was too much to spend on something that you could buy over the counter for a lot
It was
cheaper.
probably like $80, and I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that you can take. I know I'm getting mad. For the brain, like supplements. There's so much stuff, and there's all kinds of crap that doesn't fucking do anything
have
at
it.
It just
all.
you
I
just
mean,
piss it out.
yes,
Yep.
you don't need it. Fucking eat some mushrooms. Not not psychedelic. I mean,
Oh,
you can do
well, then no.
psychedelic also,
Then no.
but
If it's not
but
psychedelic, I don't
fancy
agree.
and non-fancy mushrooms help your brain.
Yeah,
So
like lion's mane
Yeah.
mushrooms and shit. You could take those and it boosts that shit.
Yeah.
But and also microdosing psilocybin, not to take them for the psychoactive effects.
eat some salmon.
That too,
Not
yeah.
to condone it, but you know,
You could do it.
Yes. No, I'm a big fan of the psilocybin. Go ahead, but
salmon.
eat some
Salmon.
salmon, please.
That was one of the appetizers, or salmon dip.
Really? Was it good, or did you eat
didn't
it?
get it, no.
No.
Because I mean, Casper
Then
won't
why are
eat
you
it.
bringing it up?
It's just salmon.
If somebody ordered
This
salmon
motherfucker.
while I was sitting at a table, I'd slap it out of their mouth. I cannot stand when people order salmon from the thing. For one, it smells like shit.
Oh, I love
For
it.
two, it
glorious.
looks like a motherfucking whole fish.
Yeah.
Why would you order something that doesn't even look like they cut it
Prepared
up?
it?
Yeah, cut it
They
up.
didn't
in
even
something.
mutilate it at all. Why do I want this?
Still has fins on it, man.
No, I
Has
don't
a
want
tail.
that.
I like the fins. I don't care.
No, I don't want that shit. I don't
still
want the
want
food I'm
tacos.
eating to look like what it used to be, unless it's a plant. In which case, give me a Brussels sprout, and it can look like a Brussels sprout. It's fine.
So weird, man.
I want you
don't.
to strip the top layer of this Brussels sprout. I want to think it's just green block.
I used to. I grew up with a kid that would eat, and it's super nasty, but sardines in a can covered in mustard.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude! They would look like they're fish. They're like little fish.
Yeah, I used to eat them.
Yeah.
But not
Get
with
the
mustard.
fuck
I'm
out.
so
Oh.
glad because I always remember you
Mustard.
eating
I don't eat 'em now,
sardines.
Yeah.
And I never knew for sure if that was a real memory or not. So I'm glad you confirmed it. Thank you.
I don't think
Yeah,
I
if
could
I
get
was to buy
around
us a
it.
can, we'd just slap it on crackers and have
So
at it.
weird. Whatever
Really?
happened to that? Like, why don't they eat sardines anymore?
They do in Britain.
Well, let's go.
I don't. I just
Go
don't know how
across the
people.
pond to get people eating it up.
Yes.
Over here, they're like,
It's I guess it's an acquired taste too. It's like a lot. Some people don't like the taste of steak because it tastes like meat and all that. So I guess it's an acquired taste
it's
towards
just fucking
fish.
stupid.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. Fish is like a fried fish, like
Yeah.
cod and
Yeah,
shit.
everything
like
fried is
stuff.
great.
I mean, do you eat
It's great.
chicken?
I do eat chicken.
That's fish.
What the
Fish.
fuck? maybe at one time back before it crawled out of the
Landfish.
ocean
Yes.
Yeah, no shit.
and mutated. And
Oh,
became a chicken.
descendants of sea monkeys.
Maybe then.
Isn't that crazy though that there's literally that they've found fish that have arms and stuff?
What?
Oh, like the bones and stuff inside their
Oh,
fins. Yeah, not
okay.
like human
Yeah,
arms and shit.
Yeah, I was like,
but
what?
Arms.
it just sounds fake.
They just grab a whale and ride.
Let's go.
It does
Does
sound
sound
pretty-
fake.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you know something I learned about the sun. Check this out. Did you know the area around the sun is like -4 something 100 degrees? It's not hot around the sun. Did you know that?
No.
You go right outside of the sun's atmosphere. Technically, its atmosphere doesn't
Is
really
it like
have
the
one.
eye of a hurricane?
Well, so here's the thing. It was
Interesting.
because I had to continue to read. So the sun is like what 400,000 or no, it's like 800, 8,000,
Let's just say
whatever.
4 billion.
It's a lot of fucking degrees hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so right outside of the sun, it's not because the vacuum of space doesn't allow for any. You can't heat up empty like space. So it only gets hot here on Earth because the
We're far
rays hit
away.
our atmosphere. The atmosphere heats up the air within the Earth's atmosphere.
So it's like if you could float outside in space without a space suit, you could just like float by the sun. You'd be like,
You could. Yeah. You would
like
get
a-
bombarded by like radiation.
well, it's like
that
a
would
squirrel on a power line.
Yeah.
Exactly.
As soon as you
Yeah.
touch the ground, or as soon as you have something that can,
Yeah.
good.
Then you're done. That's why if they go to reach, like if the one crawls and then they reach up for the neutral, which is the bear one that travels with it.
Yeah.
That's when those little motherfuckers die.
What are bears doing up there?
I don't know what they do. Up there. They're
Why
looking
is a
for
squirrel grabbing a bear?
honey,
What about
probably.
chickens?
Why are
Same
chickens
thing.
on the
Why are
wires?
I don't
Chickens
think
on
they
the
can get
wire.
on there. Chickens
think-
can't fly.
Yeah,
They can if you shoot them up there with a chicken cannon.
With a t-shirt cannon.
That sounded like a turkey, but that's okay.
Just a trail of feathers following them up there.
All birds are the same.
No, that's a good good way to put it.
Yeah.
Good metaphor for it.
Maybe.
Because
Let's ask the scientific community.
Yeah,
how
if
fucking
there's-
wrong I am.
if there's anybody out there that listens to this and also is in the scientific community, not sex woods, give us a
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want the pseudoscience community.
And also,
Just
you
playing
should be a
woods.
guest on the show because that would be awesome.
Yes.
yeah, dude. I watched his show. Well, I think there was like 3 videos of him like taking care of his chickens. Have you watched that? You haven't watched this?
No.
Go on YouTube.
No.
He,
Go on YouTube.
he feeds the chickens, but he also gives like informative information while he does. I don't know who's recording. I assume his girlfriend is recording him.
No, he records it himself.
Oh,
Tripod.
yeah. You gotta go check it out. If
Drizzle
anybody's
He has a
listening
dick arm.
that also enjoys the Sex Woods guest podcast that comes on, go check out his channel. It's Seth Woods. Don't check out Sex Wood because it's not gonna pop up.
It's gonna be something totally different.
Yeah.
God, I forgot about that because he said he started a channel and he scolded me for never looking at any of it.
Yeah.
It's like- and I forgot again. But this past Thursday, we went with Couch, Danner, and Engel, and we saw Rocky IV, the Ultimate Director's Cut.
Yeah.
And I had never seen any of the Rockies before.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it. But afterwards, we were talking about stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
it came up that Engel should come on at the same time as Dr. Sex Woods.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I would love that.
Oh my God. Why have we never thought about that?
Because we're idiots.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
even think that Engel like gave a shit about it, but I always tag him in the thing, but I figured he just doesn't watch it.
He might not.
Yeah, he probably doesn't.
What a piece of shit.
And he probably doesn't even want to be on. But
Oh,
Oh,
he's
you
gonna
if we
be
could
on.
get him with Dr. Sex Woods, I think that'd be great.
Yeah.
There was a fun moment. Like, I had to poop before the movie.
Uh-huh.
And so I went into poop, and Engel came in with me. And I thought, all right, well, he's going to pee, and, whatever. So I'm sitting there pooping, and he reaches under the wall, and he, like, has his little vape pen thing. He taps me in the leg with it. So I take it, and I, like, take a hit of it. And I go to hand it back to him, and he's gone. So I
He's
hear
like,
him.
enjoy this.
He's out there making Engel noises. Oh. And they, like, dove back at it. It was beautiful.
It's fucking awesome.
I'm down. I'll message him right now. I don't give a shit. We'll make him come on. I mean, what
Yeah.
else is he doing? I know he's working,
know.
but get on up here.
Yeah,
cares?
that's
You
what
know,
I was
come on.
wondering. Does he work? I mean, I guess he would have
Yeah,
to.
I forget what he does though.
Well, we're about to find out when he becomes a guest on this motherfucker.
Let's not talk about his work. It's probably boring.
Yeah,
Oh no.
I mean, to hear him talk about it would probably be interesting,
absolutely.
but the work itself is.
Yeah, so that's something to look forward to because that's a great idea.
I am baffled still at space being negative 460.
Get over it!
But like, no matter, like,
It is crazy.
there's not a whole lot that can go on within space, and it's a wonder that we haven't been able to. I bet there's a way to travel at light speed for sure, right?
Yeah.
And I bet in space, if you're traveling at light speed, that it's not the same effects on the body, because we're always like, well, a human can't go that fast. But I doubt that the effects are the same within the vacuum of space compared to
Right.
Earth.
Yeah.
Because the only reason that we feel that push and pull and the pressure
the
underwater
gravity.
and all that is gravity and the mass of the water pushing down on us when there is nothing, complete nothing pretty much.
Yeah.
I think we'd be able to travel at whatever speed and never feel it. But I mean, of course they fill it in like a space shuttle, I assume, because it's like pressurized and, you know, the force of moving. But I don't know. We need a scientific person to tell us this.
I know. And now
Yeah.
I really want to know.
If anybody with more intelligence than they should have wants to come on and talk to us,
Oh God.
Please
That'd be
teach
great.
us things.
yeah, give us a call.
Yeah, dude. So you're 38, rounding the corners, and I what?
There's no corner.
there's a
gonna be
corner.
40 is a corner.
I look at it as more like a hill.
Nope,
Hills
it's a
don't have
corner.
corners.
Imagine
You
living
know.
back in the
Have you seen
olden
every
days,
hill?
in that 20 used to be middle age. Did you know that? Like at one time, 20 was
Yeah.
in middle
Yeah,
age.
in like the year 200.
Well, no, I think
Well,
probably.
it was still middle age.
I think back in
fair
the
enough.
like the 90s or some shit. I bet even that was like people only lived they lived just long enough, and that's the weird thing about now that we keep people alive, and I feel like it's probably to drain as much money from them and get them to work as much as they can before they die. But
And
We
because
were-
everybody's scared to death.
oh yeah, that that too, and there's a big market in people not wanting to die. You can sell a lot of
That's
fucking
so
fake
weird
stuff.
to me. Why are you scared to die?
But think about this.
You're
Because they're
dead.
going to get poked in the butt.
The only reason that
Death
you're
butt poke.
alive at all is to procreate. That's it. That's why
Yeah.
our lifespan without any medical intervention was only like 30 to 40 years, because you live long enough to conceive and then you die off. Then your offspring come up and they do the same thing, technically. If you're looking at it from an animalistic point of view. Or
A genetic.
yeah. It's all you're here for, to survive long enough to procreate.
What if people just stopped having kids? Everyone.
That'd be
Not a
great.
single person on the planet had a kid. How weird would that be? There'd be a whole generation without children.
Yeah.
I mean, not a whole generation, but
There'd be a line of cats that would be pretty depressed for a while.
oh, poor things. Keep
Poor
fucking out
things.
there.
I can't open these cans. Where are the people?
That's weird to think about, taking like a whole. I don't know how long you have to take off from procreating to have like a skip generation, because even the people that are pregnant right now, you have to take off like what, at least 2 to 3 years so that you can
Right.
actually get a split in the whatever. But that would be very strange. You have a whole generation of people that don't exist, that could have, but they don't. Like just sterilized for 3 years and then like take the chip out or whatever that they
Oh,
put
yeah.
in.
I love that
Be
idea.
cool.
It would be fun to see.
Yeah, China's having an issue with that now
There we go with
because
the war on China.
yeah, I'm always on that. They have a problem with population right now. Did you know we were talking about ghost cities a couple episodes back? Did you
I
know
recall, yes.
that they have like ghost fight, like whole like big ass cities with these huge ass buildings nobody inhabits, and then in some of them you have like maybe 100 people that live in these huge cities that China built during their industrialization. So because they planned on like everybody's gonna like procreate, we're gonna have this massive population.
Planning
And dude,
ahead.
you look at these pictures and there's nobody, and there's these big high rises and cities and big apartment buildings and shit. Nobody, because they were too busy like building and working that nobody over there is having sex and procreating. And a lot of people, they just don't even worry about it, like finding love and creating a family and all that. A lot of people don't have that option.
How interesting.
They work too much.
They work too much. That is true.
And they're definitely not having sex just for fun like Americans would or the French would.
Fucking French.
Fucking French. But yeah, it's weird. You were talking about that, and I pulled that up and was reading the article, and it's very strange that they built it in, anticipation that they were going to have this huge population, and it does not exist over there, dude. You got ghost
They'll get there.
counties.
I'd like to think they'll fill them up.
Whatever's bigger than a city. What's bigger than a city?
Big city.
Yeah. Big old city. Little bitty titties.
I was gonna rhyme city with titties.
You have to.
When did they build
Otherwise,
these?
it's shitty.
I don't know. During their industrialization.
You didn't research that much.
Sorry. No,
Whatever their industrialization time was.
Yeah.
They just planned on after all that. But they put everybody to work to build them up and all that shit. That nobody was able to procreate. Nobody was able to build families. Nobody was able to do anything. So now they just have ghost cities.
How weird.
Yeah.
And
I
the
hope
people.
Hope they're doing like maintenance on the buildings and shit, because otherwise that's a waste. I mean, that shit's gonna fall.
Oh yeah, and you know what? This is a weird thing that happens too. When somebody like lives in a home, right?
Right.
That home can stay viable, especially if it's built like back when homes were built correctly and with great material. That shit can last.
Before
I mean,
we had the advanced technology and knowledge to build them shitty.
yeah. Oh yeah, and we're really good at it now, building them shitty. But look, they have homes, man, that are like 150, 200 years old that are still standing with hardly any. I mean, there's upkeep, of course, but like as far as the structure and shit, hardly, right? Yeah. And but when somebody lives in that home and somebody builds a family in it and stuff, a home is a living thing. If those people moved out and nobody was like stepping on the boards and walking up the steps and shit, that home would be reclaimed by the earth.
It would be
So it
dilapidated.
sounds like they built those apartment buildings and stuff, but the people that lived in them weren't having enough kids to feed the buildings, and they were expelled.
The buildings kicked them out.
Yeah.
Feed me.
Feed us or get the fuck out.
Yes.
But that's what happens to a home that nobody lives in. The earth reclaims
weird.
it. It happens all the time. But if you were to stay in that home, it wouldn't do that.
Right.
You can stay in a home long enough and never do any upkeep, and it would stay viable longer than if you moved out of it and just left it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's crazy. It's a living thing. A home is a
Everything's
living
living. Everything is.
But that tripod.
It is.
Watch will not do anything to it for a long time.
You know that
It gets saggy and yeah.
in the aluminum and plastic that makes up that tripod, there are molecules that are just bouncing around each other. They're more dense because they're aluminum and fucking plastic. They're bouncing around, right? They're moving, they're alive, they're vibrating, right? And it gives you this tripod that's made of aluminum and plastic. But we see it as an inanimate object, and really, it is not. It is vibrating and moving, and it feels your consciousness
Have you ever
changes
seen it
it.
moving?
If
Yes.
you look hard enough and take enough mushrooms, yes.
Did
Yikes.
All right, good deal.
when I did my colonoscopy, I guess they gave me Demerol,
Yeah.
which didn't knock me out. And I was laying, and there was like, I guess maybe I already told you this, I don't know, but
I don't remember anything.
okay, I was looking at the ceiling, and it was like moving. I was like, oh my, I said it to them. I said, this is like mushrooms. I said,
Yeah.
this shit is moving. They said, everyone was like laughing. They said, you feel pretty good, don't you? I was like, yeah, do you see it?
Yeah. How are you not seeing
Well, I got
this?
this long ass snake up your bum. They're just like, look at them, look at it moving. But they put me on what's that Ambien? Back when I broke my back because I couldn't sleep because it hurt so bad. And if you stayed up long enough on Ambien, it would put you in that twilight area within like sleep, no sleep, right in that little area when you're about to go to sleep. It would put you in that. If you stayed up long enough, you'd see some shit.
Yeah. It's so weird.
Yeah.
I wonder why Ambien does that.
I really don't know. I don't.
And
Yeah.
Demerol, apparently.
But they found that Ambien can wake up patients in a coma too. It can bring them back to life, if
Yeah.
you will, but they're still a vegetable.
Cue Evanescence.
Bring me.
Ambien does a lot of weird shit though. What was it? We watched
It makes you
some,
racist too.
We watched something
But only
that
against
they
brown
were
people.
using Ambien for something. I don't remember what it was, but it was not what you would think that it is.
Oh, they used it
Was it
for
for
people
shaking?
with TMJ. That
Too much juice.
the guy he had went to the dentist and he had his mouth open for too long, and then after he was done, it stuck that way and he couldn't talk, and it would spasm out. And he just couldn't talk. He would take an Ambien. 30 minutes later, he could
Maybe
say
that's what it
full
was.
sentences. He could like work. He could do all this stuff. And it was because of Ambien. It had better effects than just putting people not to sleep. You know what I mean? But that it brought that guy out of a coma. They just out of nowhere just like gave it to him for some reason. He couldn't sleep or whatever. His levels were crazy, so they gave him Ambien. He woke up, which was crazy because it had been years. And then I think there was one more, but I don't know what the other one was. But it was strange what Ambien does.
I need to do some research into what Ambien does in the brain because I need to know why it does all these things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You probably won't understand it.
I bet I will.
How dare you, sir?
I bet I will.
Oh, I meant retain it.
Oh yeah, I will not retain it, but I'll understand it.
Retention is.
Yeah.
Why bother?
I don't understand why anybody retains anything this day and age, anyways.
So we don't have to rely on our robot overlords.
Well, that's why I said you probably need to
God.
save your like everything that you look up on paper or some shit. If you really think that it
I
helps
do.
survival, put it on paper.
Yeah, why else do you think I screenshot things?
It's not paper.
Oh.
If I really
Damn it.
want to know about something, I mean, I have all kinds of information all over the place because for whatever reason, holding it helps me.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I need to
the
hold it. I need to
physical copy
highlight
helps.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it does for sure.
Even writing stuff down
Yeah, I
helps
do
you
that
when you're
too.
like writing
So much.
something thoughtful or like dialogue for a script or some shit like that. If you put that in your
Lyrics
phone,
to a song. Or
Yeah.
Notes from a class.
you'll never fucking You
Or
know how
bird
often I open
language.
that shit up? Not often. I wrote a lot of stuff in notes on your on the phone.
Yeah.
Not often do I ever open it. I have
Yeah, but
lately,
when
but
you
that's it.
do.
I'm like, where did this come from?
This
Oh,
is brilliant.
shit.
Man, I've actually had stuff like that before. I assume I was drunk.
Yeah.
And I opened it up like, what the fuck? I didn't do this.
Someone stole your phone and added a weird note.
I do like finding those weird notes though, because like in the moment I assume it makes so much sense.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I'm like, what?
I've tried writing down the experience of mushrooms before.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
No.
No.
For me personally, anytime I try to document any of that stuff, like it stops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
'Cause it's like
How weird.
you're meant to feel this, but don't try to.
Yeah.
Don't try to hang on to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If someone wants to experience it, they can experience it.
Yeah, and it's the whole idea of like people just hoarding things while they're alive, and it's like, well, when you die, you can't take it with you. So it's like when you come down, you remember it or you don't.
Right.
Right.
Absolutely.
Imprint it on your soul or fuck off.
That's people. That was like a big thing. I think like Terrence McKenna started that like after the DMT trip to like as soon as possible.
Species.
It sounded just like him too. Is to write down like what happened, like what you learned, what you saw, all this shit. And more often than not, it's like illiterate. Like you
Yeah.
can't read the shit that people write. And if so, it doesn't make sense and the sentences are whack. Because
Or whack.
I believe what you believe. I believe that it's something for you personally, and that you're supposed to hang on to it and learn for yourself and not give it out to the world. Because it's not for the world, whatever you learn in whatever situation. It's for you personally.
Right.
Keep that shit to yourself.
Because without like 30 years of context, it's not going to make sense to them.
Right.
It's hardly worth the effort to
Oh,
bring them
that's
up
weird.
to speed for that one nugget.
Dude, that's super weird to think about. Like the things that actually matter to me in life that I take personally is a culmination of 31 years of life on this planet. That's why like you tell something to somebody else and you're like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
It
this is
happens a
boring.
lot.
This
And
is
you
stupid.
can even try and take like 5 minutes and give them context, but they're still just like,
Yeah.
no.
They
I don't-
stopped listening already. But that's weird. That's weird to think about. That all of the things that we learn in life are the moments that like make us. Could only make us. Like
Yeah.
other people are like, that doesn't make sense. And that's stupid.
I had a cool dream last night where I joined a Twin Peaks cult,
Yeah.
but like I joined it through work, but it wasn't where I actually work. And like the way you get in is you had to go to like there were 2 waves of zombies, and one was like an easy difficulty level, and one was like harder.
Yeah.
And in one you had a knife to kill them with, and in another you had a chainsaw.
It's way
And
better.
then, like, in between, like, there was a thing in the fine print where it's like if you go over to the corner, they'll give you a bump of Coke.
Sounds awesome.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
It was awesome. So I walked over and I got all coked up and killed zombies.
Yeah, I bet being coked up would help you a
Yeah.
lot. Yeah.
The chick, like, whenever I took it, she was like, your eyes are rattling. I was like, I'm killing zombies. Give me...
Focus.
She was like, yeah, you're right. Okay.
That's another one. I don't know whoever, like, was it Freud or who thought there was, like, meaning in dreams?
Yeah,
Is it
Freud.
Freud?
Yeah.
Jung.
Jung. Yeah, Jung.
They both did,
both
but I
did.
feel like Jung was more into the dream thing.
Yeah, like would actually like they have these meanings and then wrote like a book to tell you what like these
Right.
Yeah.
what we interpret.
Because I mean, the motherfucker had like journals and shit of his dreams and his
Yeah.
things. So yeah,
I
Let's go with
don't.
Jung. Come on.
I don't think that I
Cool
could get
stuff.
on board. Maybe in a sense, I can get on board with some of it, but like that dream. I don't know how you would ever create a meaning behind none of it. I'm sure there is because like the one about like the teeth falling out and shit. I will say that I've been self-conscious my whole life, and my teeth, since they've had all the work done on them, shit's one of my biggest fears is shit like just falling out and me not being able to stop it. Right?
Right.
Very like self-conscious thing. Well, and that's what they say it means. It means that you're afraid to, you know, project yourself in public because you might be judged and all that shit. Like all that stuff backs up the fact that I dream about my teeth falling out all the time.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to interpret zombie killing and coke snorting. You know what I mean?
Fun.
Yeah, I guess so, man.
Well, I think about like
Think you
sometimes
need to
when
hit a
people.
Coke?
What?
I think you need to hit a coke.
Yeah. If anybody out there has any, give me a call.
Yeah.
But like people tell me their dreams, they describe them like as nightmares sometimes, and I take their perception of it, and it's like, okay, tell me what happened, and then what happens in the dream, it's like that would just be a kick-ass dream for me.
I
Right.
don't see it as a nightmare. Yeah.
Yeah, to where it's like if somebody describes like a horror movie, you know, and they're like, oh man, it fucked me up, that was crazy. I'm like, that's nothing I haven't seen before.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, it's fun. But for them, it's horrible, and it's all a matter of perception.
Yeah.
And then specifically with the nightmare dreams, I just think if you had a little more confidence in yourself and
Right.
adaptability, you'd be
Ooh.
fine.
Well,
Yeah.
I only consider things nightmares depending on how I feel within it. Like if I'm
Yeah.
super anxious, then that's a nightmare. No matter what's going on, I could be playing with cats, but if I'm fucking freaking out the whole time, it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That seems
Definitely a lot.
reasonable.
Yeah.
A lot to do with feeling.
Have you had
get
that
from-
dream?
No, I
Okay.
look
You
forward
will
to
now.
it though.
Yeah, I think feeling has a lot to do with it for sure.
Yeah.
But that's I've had trips where I was like laying in the casket and people around me at my funeral and stuff, and I was like, "For sure dead." And then one that I was taken by giants and shit, and I was forced to like live there, and I felt like I was there for hundreds of years, and then in reality I was just like out for 15 minutes, and I didn't.
You're still there.
Yeah.
Inception.
That's I never felt those were bad. I felt it felt crazy to see all that shit and blah blah blah, but it never felt bad. It was scary, but you know, I think in the bad you have what's Jung. I'll go back to him talking about like embracing your shadow, embrace the moment you can become friends with your shadow, and.
Yeah.
For me to say that, I don't know specifically what the definition or the explanation for your shadow is.
It's your dark side.
Yeah,
It's
like all
the,
like
the rotten tendencies that you would have, or like your desire to cut somebody's arm off.
Oh, okay.
I'm
So
great
I
friends
understand
with
that.
my-
Just accept that it's in there.
Yeah.
I'm
And
great
most
friends with
people
the shadow
don't.
For
Hell
sure.
yeah.
Most people lie pretty much their whole life, and they put all that shit behind them, and they put on this facade of what they are. And in reality, if you could become friends with it,
It's fun, like from the perspective of the shadow. Like sometimes when I'm talking to people, and like they've specifically said that like they don't have a dark side or like a shadow or
Lying
anything,
ass motherfuckers.
and they're saying things, and I'm like, that's a representation of your shadow. And they,
They
don't
just
see
don't
it.
see it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they're in
See it.
denial of it. I'm like, well, this is fun.
love to
Embrace this side of you.
Yeah, that's the thing. You have to like. I don't know. We always talk about that, about the light and the dark, and what they mean in your life and shit like that. Like you have to be comfortable in the worst possible situation if you want to be given the best possible situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hell yes.
Perspective, yo. Check it out.
And then it could fall back on Jordan Peterson crap, which is really just derivative of Jung stuff. But
Definitely, yeah.
he makes it nice to listen to.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Sometimes I'll watch videos of like Jung talking about stuff, and for like the first 5 minutes, I'm like, that accent, what's he saying? And I settle in. I'm like, oh, all right, there we go.
Go back and listen to the first 5 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have the whole.
And he actually is just mumbling and not saying anything.
That's what I like about Jordan Peterson, though, taking those old ideals and putting them in the 21st century the way he does. And how, like the way he projects it, the way he doesn't give a shit about people's feelings and interviews and shit. Like, I like that. You know, a straightforward
People
person.
hate him.
Plus, with him, you can tell he's really embraced his shadow.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's like, I'm into fucked up stuff, and I've had horrible thoughts, but I overcome them.
Yeah.
I would say that the majority of people that hate him are females.
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like I was on Reddit once and people were just in the comment section of something that had nothing to do with Jordan Peterson
They bring him up.
ripping him to shreds,
Yeah, really,
dude.
it's just idiots.
I mean, I had to
Man or
go.
woman.
Yeah. I had to go and like Google. I was like, did something happen?
Nope.
Yeah.
No, nothing happened. They just fucking hate him.
I only said
crazy.
mostly women because every time he's in an interview with
always
a
with a
female
woman.
host, they're always like, "Well, you're misogynistic. You only you're only for
Your
like
appeal is for men.
Yeah.
men
It's like, well,
in their
men
20s
just take
and
to what
shit."
I'm saying.
Yeah. He's like, I can't. You think I can't help that? I'm not like going straight forward and just asking only men watch my shit. Like he was
Right.
like, you know,
I like one of my favorite things that he talks about was like he's talking about parents raising their kids and like disciplining them and stuff, and how like they don't realize certain things, and they're like, oh no, I'm a great person, I love my kid, I would never do that. He's like, you're the worst kind of monster.
Yeah, I know shit.
You don't even see that you are capable of it.
oh
But then
yeah.
it makes me think that like, are there people out there that aren't capable of it, or is it all an
No.
illusion?
No.
That's illusionary because I think pushed enough, any person can get to that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's never been pushed that point.
And
And a
well-
lot of people like push that shit down and they're like, cast for being nice. You know what I mean? Like overly nice and stuff. Like, you know, there's a big threshold you have to overcome to make somebody like that angry. Or like me, I'll take quite a bit until I'm just like, fuck yourself. Like
Yeah.
it's time to like, and then I can't come back from that. Like once I'm in that, I can't come back.
Right.
But the threshold, I think.
I'm essentially the same way. I'm like, I'm easy to irritate,
Yeah.
but you know, that point to where it's like, all right, I'm here, we're fucking settling this, and you are not in a good place. It takes a lot to get there.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
dude. But the hardest part is like coming back from that. I've learned that if I go over it, we'll just write off whatever happens here. Like,
But I mean, I'm with you on the thought that like everybody has that.
yeah,
But I just have the thought of, what if not everybody does? Because I mean,
it has to be somebody.
there's an
right?
exception to every rule. So I mean, there has to be at least one person out there that's like, yeah, I really don't have a dark side to contend with.
Yeah. I mean, if we believe in all the shit we say, definitely there's somebody
And
out
I
there.
think, how weird would that be?
I'd
Fucking
like to meet
crazy.
that person.
And it's
Yeah.
obviously a woman.
I bet it's Casper.
Oh.
No.
No,
Nope.
I know.
No,
She's fucked. All right.
She's one of the people I was referencing with the shadow self, because
okay.
she said things, and I'm like, it's in there.
There it is.
It's awesome.
She just chooses the light,
Yeah.
and that's cool. I
Yeah.
prefer it.
Oh, for sure.
I definitely would. If I wasn't like more of a depressive person where I always feel like somebody's gonna like either fuck me over or that my shit's not good enough or some shit like that, I would be more apt to do that. But I'm so like detrimental to myself that I bring it out of myself sometimes. Whereas like most people, somebody would have to bring it out of you. you
Right.
know? I guess I'm in that group of people that, you know.
It's fun being your own worst enemy.
Dude, I swear. And, this is a crazy thing. One thing that doesn't make me feel better about somebody bringing shit in the 21st century is when motivational speakers just say the same fucking bullshit over and over again, and then whatever, and they act like they're saying a different message and they're not.
Yeah.
But I've watched a lot of things to try to help myself overcome myself, and maybe it's because I don't implement a lot of the work and shit.
The shit?
What?
This whole thing.
Oh, did something happen?
No, yeah, that.
Oh,
yeah.
sorry, I don't have my. Yeah,
But
I
like,
hear it.
I don't know how much I've actually implemented the work because I'm sure you have to work on it. It just doesn't happen from listening. To
Well,
stuff.
it is work.
Yeah,
You
but
definitely do have to implement shit.
I've
I
listened
watched
to a
a
lot
recipe and now I have a sandwich.
a recipe for a sandwich. Damn,
Aiming high.
that's so good. There's somebody out there looking up for a recipe for a
Oh,
sandwich.
motherfucker. Casper, dude, she made me a sandwich the other day. It was like grilled cheese style, but there was some baking involved.
Yeah.
And there was an Italian cheese blend, some
Ooh.
ricotta, pepperoni, tomato, and spinach.
Is
It was
fucking
so
dope?
fucking good.
Damn, that
I couldn't
sounds
do that. It was
great.
just a goddamn sandwich.
That's
That
how you
sounds
take.
great.
Remember, you
She's a
used
witch.
to. I'm
Like
She
a
is
good
a
witch.
witch. Yes.
used to like cook
Glinda.
up the bread and fry up the ham and put some like fucking banana peppers on it, load it with cheese, do that shit. And that motherfucker was just like, you could cut it and you could drink it out of it. Was just so fucking good, right?
Drink its insides, bitch.
Yeah. But that's somebody reimagining what like normal is. Like, you know, it just takes somebody to think like, what could we add to this and make it not a grilled cheese, but a grilled cheese at the same time.
Yeah.
Grilled
Make it
cheese
thin.
plus.
Yeah, that's crazy. You know what I mean? I don't know. Everybody thinks that way.
No, I guess everyone thinks that way about something. It's not like necessarily everyone thinks that about food.
Food.
But that's why you have like
Yeah.
so many like great musicians where I don't have it in me.
And like some people have cool calendars for like making notes of stuff where it's
Yeah.
like I would just scribble it on a napkin or something and throw it in my
Right.
drawer.
Yeah, and lose it later.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Good.
You
Good.
want to
Good,
end
good,
it or
good,
you
good,
want to
good,
film
good.
more? What's happening?
Oh,
No.
Man,
I don't want
think
to lose
that-
on air.
I think that wraps
fine.
up
No, let's do it.
okay.
episode.
1, 2,
All right,
3, 4.
we're gonna do this.
More.
No
Who's
tag
gonna
team
win?
or
Oh,
Royal
oh,
Rumble.
shit.
Oh
I
shit!
instantly
The big
lost.
thumb got the little thumb.
Damn it, that took no time. I was like bobbing and weaving and got
That's your mistake, man. You can't
Yeah.
bob and weave too much.
I feel
just
really good.
stand
I
upright.
feel really good about that.
The
Well,
thumb where
that
you
was-
can't put yourself in a danger zone too much because you're gonna get got.
And I got the first time I put myself in it.
Damn,
Well, that was
got
terrible.
to be more careful.
It's just because I watched Rocky 4.
Oh,
exactly
I was ready
what
for a
it
bout.
is.
Still hype. Still hype. You remember back in the day, we would watch those like karate movies. And, well, Rocky, I watched when I was young and stuff. And then after
Yeah.
the movie, you just felt like you could fucking
Do
kick
anything.
everybody's ass.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what a good movie can do to you. Like,
That kind of
actually,
shit makes me believe in actual magic.
Yes.
Yeah.
for fucking sure. If it's wrote correctly, shot correctly,
Yeah.
and like presents itself that way,
Yeah.
you feel like you are
Yo.
the what's the guy? I got a special set of skills. Taken. Liam Neeson.
What?
You feel like you're
Oh,
Liam Neeson in Taken.
okay.
When you're done with that movie, you
That
should
was
like you
a
think
very
you're
weird
Jason
sentence.
Bourne. You
Yeah.
think you're 007.
Yeah.
You think. I
But
don't know.
see, 007 and Liam Neeson are just like the shadow. It's in everybody.
It's in
Yeah.
You
everybody.
just got to bring it out.
Yeah,
Hell
you
yeah.
gotta learn how to get there.
That's, that's what makes the best actors.
I think
Oh,
that.
for sure.
Oh shit! I think that the takeaway from episode 128 is to embrace your shadow for one.
That's it.
That's it.
Stay
embrace
hyped.
shadow. Work on yourself more. If you're in a rut, try to get out of it and make things more novel. If you're in a like relationship or if you have kids, stuff like that, man, fucking shake shit up. You gotta spend a lot of money. Just shake shit up. Go outside or put yourself in a dangerous situation like Fight Club. Fucking shoot somebody with a water hose and then start a fight and then fight them.
And if you're going to sell snake oil,
Oh,
put a little
yeah.
tongue on the label and take a good picture of it.
Good picture. Yep. Yep. Tell a good story.
It's all
A
about
lot of lies.
packaging.
Yes.
But that was episode 128. If you could, I don't mention this in the beginning. Maybe I should hit the like button. I don't give a shit about the bell notification. But put a comment down, like, share.
Smash that like button. Hit
Do
the
all that.
subscribe thing.
Smash
Tinkle the
it.
little bell.
Do that for us, and we appreciate you getting this far. Thank you for listening. This episode. I'm Adam.
Tell
That's
your
Ian.
scientist friend.
That's Sarah. Tell your scientist friend
This
we
is
need
Jax.
them. That's Jax on the first appearance on the package.
Yeah, yeah.
Ba-da-ba-ba.
Ba-ba-ba-ba. Bibbidi-ba-ba.
Whoop. Wildly
Kitty cat,
uninteresting
yeah.
podcast.
Oh, girl.
Jax, motherfucker.